Acceptable worship remains our topic in our series studies. We've been able to look at some people that has worshipped God or has offered sacrifices unto God, and their worship was never accepted. And we want to continue by trying to understand what worship is. I appreciate you for your insights all this while concerning exactly what worship is. By virtue of your response and your comments about what worship is, I don't think I need to continue to spend much time on what worship is. But for the sake of understanding, I will want to define worship as any activity performed by any human being to please a being or an object perceived to be responsible for the person's life. Any activity whatsoever one performed to please a being or an object he sees as being responsible for his life is worship. So it could include singing, praying, giving alms, dancing, burning incense, taking shower in the midnight, walking on moving around with barefoot, anything whatsoever that you perceive in your heart that it will please your creator or one you think is responsible for your life is worship. So it is not just the activity that makes it worship, but it is what you perceive in your heart while you were performing that activity that makes it worship. That is what differentiates greetings, bowing of head in greetings, and the bowing of head in worship. In greetings, what was in your heart is, he is my elder. But in worship, what was in your heart is, he is my creator. He is responsible for my life. Do you understand the difference between bowing head in greetings and bowing head in worship? So worship is a state of the heart. So you can, like when you play soccer in the field, at that point in time, you are not worshiping because nothing was in your heart at that point in time. But when you are giving alms, because you know if you give alms to the needy, your creator is happy, it builds a better relationship between you and your creator, you are worshiping. But if you give alms simply because somebody gave you money to do something or you are just reciprocating, you are not worshiping. But when you give alms, and at that time you are giving alms, God is in your heart. God's feelings or God's reaction is in your heart. You are worshiping. So, by virtue of this, we worship. Of course, in Romans chapter 12, verse 1 down, the Bible said, we should endeavor to present our body a living sacrifice acceptable unto God. All right. That shows the importance of worship, that not everything is worship. Now, we must know, you see, worship is an act of knowledge. What do I mean by act of knowledge? You must know what pleased the God you are worshiping for you to be able to worship, and your worship will be acceptable. In Romans chapter 10, verse 1, the Bible said, there Paul said, my prayer and heart desire for Israel is that they shall be saved. For I bear them witness that they have the zeal to serve God, but not according to knowledge. So you see that you must have knowledge of what to do to serve God for you to worship God aright. And that is the purpose of our videos or lessons. So let us look at things you must do to worship God and be right.